He reveals his discovery not only on video, but in the written form as well. This is from Steemit, Cicada 3301, Templar Recipes and a Message to the Evil Solvers, 2 years ago from a person named Defango. This was a letter that was given to me by members of the organization as a gift for returning the Spear of Destiny. Now that's interesting. That's very weird because he doesn't say that. He says in that video, we didn't find the spear. I drove 8 hours north or whatever. I was given a recipe as a constellation prize. But here he's saying, this was a letter that was given to me by members of the organization as a gift for returning the Spear of Destiny and agreeing to speak to the people on things needing to be said by the organization. Let me remind you once again, 3301 has not released anything other than a message saying, beware of false paths, only trust things from our PGP signature. But apart from that, 2014 was the last time we heard from them. They look for smart people and the ones that can make things happen. Each one of you has nothing of value. Let me repeat that. Each one of you has nothing of value or importance. Not a video, message, or anything to help others understand, comma. You just solve for your own selfish ego reasons, and that's why you will never find anything of value to ever finally justify your efforts. That is by design for each of jackasses. I don't even know what that means. And if you haven't figured it out yet, you know. Okay. For the new solvers, if you can see past the idiocy, trust me, Defango, I am a new solver, and I see past the idiocy. I have become the idiocy. If you can see past the idiocy of some of the so-called solvers from 2017, of which there are none, and before you will be doomed to repeat their mistakes. Period. Renew your understanding for why you are working on the puzzle, and decide for yourself if it would be smart to work with the negative brood, whatever that means. If it would be smart to work with the negative brood, or if you would like to solve like a person like myself, open, honest, comma, and sharing or everything I work on because it's about making us all better. If you follow me, I can say you will find what you're looking for. For the rest of the ones from this year, you will never make it any farther on your path. No matter how hard you try, you are forever lost and will not be found. Amazing grace. Okay. And then he posts the recipe that he apparently received. And then what happens next? All this information hits Reddit. And it hits Reddit on Tengri. Tengri is it's an augmented reality game or whatever. It hits Tengri 137. The post says Defango and the Holy Recipe. So if any of you have seen Defango's newest video, he claims that some strange people contacted him and had him drive 8 hours to get a Templar recipe. He thinks the people who handed it to him are from Cicada 3301. The problem I see here, or the problem I see with this, is that these people who he claims are from Cicada 3301 gave him the recipe since it was found with the spear and think he should have it. I would have thought that these people who come off as highly intelligent and upper echelon, yada, yada, yada. Moderator says, Sevens Exposed is not Cicada 3301. They claim to be, but they're not. No PGP signature, no Cicada. Period. I think he's full of shit. It'd be interesting if he was a troll, but he's not intelligent enough to be, obviously. I don't believe him for a second. So this information starts to hit Reddit. People start asking questions. And then we have this lovely reveal. We have this lovely reveal where it turns out that our boy Defango had the spear all along. So if you remember our timeline here, boy decides to decipher some weird encrypted thing from the internet, from Sevens Exposed. He then takes his boy Andrew on a hell ride into California. They don't find the spear, womp womp. But then Defango gets a message, and he decides to drive 8 hours somewhere where he receives a Templar recipe as a consolation prize. He comes back home. Sad, but with the Templar prize. Well, it turns out our boy Defango had the spear the entire time.
Well, looky, I got the spear again, finally. Well,
again, looky, I got the spear finally, again.
I've actually had the spear the whole time. It's been on my pilgrimage, and you know, I've sat with it and I've done a lot of different things, and I've meditated and seen a lot of things, and I've seen the future. And you know what? I've seen a future that's beautiful, that doesn't have any suffering and it doesn't have any hate, where everybody can just live together. Because, you know, this spear is a symbol. Whether you believe that it's real or not, or it doesn't matter. It's a power to the people, because everything that's happening in the world right now is not good. It's terrible, honestly. There's people starving. There's people that don't have anything, no anywhere to live. You know, we have people all over the world trying to do something. You know, there's people all over the world that are trying to take over the world and trying to do evil things. And you know, this is a sign, and this is the spear into the heart of the elite, because we're coming for you. At the same time, as we're sick and tired of what you do to our people. We're sick and tired of you hoarding all the money for yourselves. To what end? You know?
Now, for somebody that was really into Q, that was really into Trump, I find this interesting and weird.
You know, everyone on this planet deserves to have a beautiful life and a beautiful purpose. And this is where it starts today, is that, you know, this shit's not happening anymore. We don't have any privacy. You know, we don't have any money. It's barely easy enough for anybody
Well, Defango, you don't have any money, but that's aside the point.
To live in these days now. So this is the sign, and this is a chance for every single one of us out there to take the power back. Whether you believe what Cicada is or not, or if you even understand, it doesn't matter. Because you know what Cicada really is they're here to give the power back to the people. That's why they've been doing all these things, giving you tools, and just like this spear, to help finally deal the death blow to all the evil in the world and the bad people that made it a terrible place. Because,
well, and I, for one, in 2020, am so glad that we now live in a world where the power and the elite and all of that kind of whatever have been overtook by the spear. Go on, Defango.
If you remember the story of this spear, this is when the greatest of us got killed by the worst of us. And that shit doesn't need to happen anymore. So as I stand here today, I say, no more. No more.
Note the fact that he just took a priceless relic and slammed it into the ground like Ooga Booga.
How's it going, everybody? All
right, we don't care about this. Fuck this guy. This is a title, Up Close with the Spear, Cicada 3301 from April 3rd, 2017, in which we get a soundless look at the spear. Now, let me see if I can... Oh, you'll notice something here. This metal has striations in it, as if it could be screwed into something. It also has wood that does not look aged at all, but that weird ridge on the foot of the spear point makes me wonder. All right, let's just get like the rest of this spear here. There's some scratches. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. This definitely looks like a pretty modern spear, or sorry, a pretty ancient spear. And so, I don't know, being the skeptic that I am, I decided to go ahead and look at actual spearheads from actual Roman military. And I found this image. Now you'll notice that there are no points on this spear where one could screw something in, nor is there really any ability for anybody, unless they have like a really good cast, let me just rewind it here. Come on. No, let's go back up the spear. Come on. No one could do that, nor would they need to. So all of this comes out, and the community questions him. The community questions Defango. Defango, who claims to have the spear. If you go down to the comments of where he's wielding around this spear and fighting the power and all of that, you'll see the following. You will see, "Oh God, fake as hell, beware false paths, made in China." Where was it though? I found a, "Your message is spot on, but your delivery raises doubts. You handle the ancient relic like my grandfather handled his pitchfork." At a minute 52 in the video, you say, "No more," and pound the bottom of an ancient relic into the hard dirt ground. Come on. I've been to museums all over the world and seen how they handle true ancient, well, he doesn't spell ancient correctly, but all right, Michael Obowski, how they handle true ancient relics. Sorry to say this, but you shot your credibility. I now doubt this to be true. And 33 Eyes, of course, responds, "That's what makes you doubt the validity of this. You need to reevaluate your judgment of things you see on the internet lest you become a flat earther." All right, so that happens. So Defango, in the light of this, begins to kind of take things back. He begins to change his story like a Defango is trying to do. Now, he does so in a video on April 3rd, 2017, called "The Spear Timeline of Events." So let's let him say it from his own mouth. Let's watch.
Well, how's it going, y'all? So I kind of wanted to make a timeline of events for you guys so you can understand my physical journey. So,
as opposed to spiritual journey, but okay.
If you're watching everything that was going on with the whole spear quest, I actually did get to go out there and find it. And basically it all started Sunday night last week when I drove out to California, got a hotel in Barstow, and me and my friend Andrew went searching for the spear. Now, that means that we drove all night Sunday into Monday to get there, slept for about a couple hours, and then went to start searching for the spear. We searched for the spear all day Monday, went back to our hotel rooms, did live streams. All that information's out there. On Tuesday, we went back out to the location, went to the cave, found that the spear had been taken, and there was nothing in the cave.
Okay, so this matches our version of events. He goes out to Barstow with his side hamster, Andrew. They hole up in a little cave with their little cedar planks and some black mold. They sleep for the night. They then go out searching, and they find that the spear is missing.
So I drive all the way back home to Arizona with my friend that night. That's Tuesday. On Wednesday, I drove all the way back to California to meet with Cicada. Now, these people, I believe, are the real Cicada because they gave me things and they told me things to do.